I'm here at Itasca Winery in Hampshire to meet my friend Gareth, who thinks he's got more beautiful curls than me, but I'm not here to talk about curls. I'm here to talk about rosé, and he makes an absolute banger. Gareth, how are you?
How you doing, right? I see.
Good. I bought you a bottle of my favourite,
Thanks.
chicken wine. Have you ever tried this?
I have. Why don't you keep that? Okay. I'll show you how to make our one, yeah? Let's go.
Ben?
Yes, I'm pumped to meet Ben. Oh, my
I see, mate. You can see.
Ben, I bought you a little present. I like that rosé.
Thank you.
Do you know it?
Sure.
Chicken wine. Yeah.
Chicken.
We're not making that.
We're not making chicken wine.
Definitely not making that.
Okay,
Get you back for now.
Yeah.
the floor is yours, gents. Take us through beautiful rosé. And I'm going to put the chicken wine for later.
We're making wine in small batches here, so we're not making big volumes, right? Style. So for us, we've got to push the premium segment. So the first thing we looked at is fermenting in barrels. So we use two.
It's just chicken wine, isn't it? Chicken wine won't be in any barrel. No.
It'd be tanks as big as your house.
Yeah.
Here we're looking on small batch, so using different types of barrels and different sizes to help build complexity and buy your wine.
And that's what we wanted to make. So, I mean, I love Le Clon, which is like the sort of big brother to Whispering Angel, and that's got an element of barrel fermentation. And because I only make a tiny amount of wine every year, I took it to Ben and said, Ben, let's try and make that. And he said, Gareth, that's from the south of France. We can't do that. It's a totally different climate. And I said, well, fuck it, let's give it a go.
No.
And that's what we did.
So should we start? I want to start tasting like the finished product.
Yep.
What did you do? What's ready to buy now?
So we've got this. So this is our Blowhorn Rosé. So this is from the 2023 vintage.
So it's called Blowhorn.
Blowhorn, yeah.
Why?
Because on the front, on this tuk-tuk, it says Blowhorn. So it's a photographer called Louis Hunter. So we always champion young creatives. He was only 23 at the time. And so we took a selection of his photos, used them as a front label. The guy popped up in the image and it says Blowhorn, so we called it Blowhorn.
And the grapes are from where?
All from Essex. So Essex is sort of seen as the future for English still wine because it's much riper than most of the rest of the country. And warmer, sorry, yeah. And I wanted to make sure that we had really ripe grapes for this because it needs to have something that actually will stand up to barrel fermentation. So all harvested in Essex and then brought down here, put into barrel.
So you grew the grapes for this or bought the grapes for this?
Bought the grapes from this.
You made the wine.
Correct.
Yeah.
I taste the wine.
Exactly.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. So it's beautiful. I love this colour.
Yeah.
I love my yellow bit floating in the top.
Yeah, that's an extra bit of wax. So you can chuck that out. Yeah, Nick, not chuck that out. Yeah.
Jeez. Right. Good.
There we go. We'll try that again.
It's beautiful colour.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. So we're looking here for something pale and delicate. We're not looking for a fruit bomb. It's about nuance and subtlety.
Okay, so what grape variety is this made from?
Pinot Noir.
Black grape variety?
Yep.
How do we make it pink?
That's where Ben comes
Ben,
in.
how do you make this pink?
So the colour and a lot of the flavour is held in the skins.
Okay.
Pulp is clear.
Yeah.
So in order to make a rosé, we're doing some skin contact. So at the juice stage, so just it's hand-picked grapes, we're then macerating, so leaving the skins in contact with the juice.
Before any fermentation or anything.
Or any fermentation, where anything's pressed off.
And that's how long?
3 hours.
3 hours for the 23. Lightly delicate colour.
I mean,
It's not dissimilar, yeah.
it's not much difference.
So
We don't get upset, Ben. I'm happy with the colour.
So this is our 2024. We're going for a slightly different style, but we want to make wines by style, not just by colour. Partly why it's in a black bottle, but not exclusively.
Oh, it smells really fresh, clean, strawberry, like very red fruit. Beautiful.
Yeah, so that was about 6 months in a neutral barrel, like the one that these are sat on top of.
It's absolutely delicious. I went nuts on this in one of the Instagram reels a while back, and I don't think I was mad. It's really, really clean, beautifully fresh.
And the key from a winemaker perspective is these neutral barrels. So these are neutral oak barrels that have been used for previous wines. So we're not looking for the toasty vanilla flavours that you would get with new oak.
Yeah.
We're looking for something that's more nuanced. So we're looking for palate richness.
So what does oak do to the flavour of the wine?
2 things. So it gives, if it's new oak or newer oak, you get some of that oak character. Yeah.
What is the oak character?
Right, how would you describe oak character?
Depends on the cooper, but we're typically vanilla, spice.
Is it something I taste or smell?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, so it has a high aromatic impact.
Yeah.
So we're talking about lots of flavour here.
Yeah.
But the best coopers are quite nuanced. So the oak should support the flavours in the wine, not dominate it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was 2023.
That was 2023. And then we're making, now it's 2024. So we'll taste we can chuck it there, it's fine.
Shame to chuck it out.
So this one, as you can see, colour's totally different. We will have it in a black bottle because all of our bottles will be black, and we do that to protect the wine. So clear glass is a nightmare for wines like the chicken one, because for half an hour in the sunshine, half an hour UV light, the wine can be completely shot to pieces.
I don't worry, I've got the chicken one. So is that
Yeah, I'm
not
glad you keep showing it. It's great.
You spat on it.
So I didn't spit on it. It's dripping off the ceiling.
So is that not a very good wine to age in the cellar for that long? In a clear bottle?
It's not so much in the cellar, it's if it's in any light.
I'm bored of this chicken.
Yeah.
now.
So we will put everything into dark glass to protect it. That's what we're doing. So
This is our sample.
So this is totally different. So we've just come up with this blend. So this is from...
Don't forget to take the skins off this because it looks quite red.
So what we wanted to do in 24 was push a little bit further. So to make a different style and lean into a warmer vintage. 24 was a tough growing season.
Yeah.
But we saw extra ripeness than 23.
And Gareth, what are you thinking about this? What's the style? What's going through your mind?
So for the Heretics, we're not about making the same wine every year and trying to create a recipe so it always tastes the same. The labels will change, the wines will change, the names will change. So it's reflective of the vintage. So it's a warmer vintage than 23, and we want something a bit punchier, a bit richer. I don't personally care so much about what colour it is, it's more about how it tastes. Right. So this one's got more oak influence in it. So this is a bit more overtly oaky. So we want something that is a little bit richer.
So we're leaving those, because that's the first thing we've said, skins with the juice for longer here. So it's a bit like when you make a cup of tea, the longer you leave the tea bag in, the more flavour and richness you're getting.
What was the fruit that you got delivered? Same kind of quality, better quality?
I'd say it's a bit, what enabled us to lean into it is a bit riper in 2024. So rather than trying to force the fruit to do something that it wasn't naturally going to do, we kind of try and lean into it and really take a magnifying glass to what nature's provided.
And it smells sort of, the fruit's changed. It's sort of less sort of sharp strawberry. It's more juicy, like strawberry jam. It's more, it's a bit lusher, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, the other thing I get on that wine is a little bit more grip in the mouth.
Yep.
A bit more tannin.
Yeah.
So it's sort of structure. It's got more structure to it, which I find really charming.
It's different styles to the last one. That's the point. You know, we wanted to make a difference. So we will have this one for sale, but we'll also have the new one for sale sort of come fairly summer.
You're sort of exploring what we can do with rosé.
Yeah. So one broad category of wine, but two totally different styles.
Yeah.
That is so good.
Right, we're going to the tasting room.
Yeah.
So here we are in Itasca tasting room, Gareth. We have got a bottle of Provence rosé.
Yeah.
And your beautiful juice there. Tell us a little bit about this. What have we got?
So this was our inspiration for the Heretics.
Just so we know, that is Whispering Angel family, is it?
Whispering Angel, second biggest sibling.
Selling for?
I think 40, 50 quid, something like that. Yep, have a little taste. It's quite an unusual style of rosé, so for me, I just kind of fell in love with it, and that's why I wanted to get.
Why did you fall in love with it?
Just because it's a more serious style of rosé. You know, a lot of rosé just ends up tasting very, very similar.
So it's very pale.
Very pale.
No.
Yeah. But it's got some barrel influence.
Okay, so it's an oak fermented, oak aged rosé.
Yeah.
Provençal, 50 odd quid a bottle.
Yeah. Ish.
And it's got that richness, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's got character.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I could eat something with that.
Yeah. And you can still taste it now. It's great.
So you tasted that and thought,
Let's try and make something like that. Yeah. So our first vintage was this one. So,
Can I taste that? Because I just want to see like, where we are.
so the Whispering, the Le Clon, sorry.
You have it.
The Le Clon probably has some more newer oak in. So
Yeah.
this one particularly was older barrels.
Wow. Okay, this is not a sales pitch for you,
Okay.
but that's a bloody good rosé.
Thanks. I'll see you.
So I can get the climate, you know, that it's fresher, the acidity is slightly brighter, but it's got really lovely richness to it.
Exactly.
So I can totally get where you are.
And I think I didn't want to do too much too soon and, you know, scare people, but the next iteration, I wanted it to be a little bit punchier.
Okay, so we're on a scale.
So I wanted to use a little bit more oak,
Yeah.
because then this is how we blend it. So we will practice, you know, how we do it. So we'll take one of the components here, and then we'll,
So that's one of the barrels.
just like a big test tube. It's exactly what it is. Yeah. So this would be one of them. You can see it's test.
Can you see that?
Okay, fine. So we do sort of say 50% of that one.
50% of that one.
You would do
Ben, you're out of a job here. I think Gareth nailed this.
that one. And it's pouring wine into a tube, you know, easy.
I've got,
Right,
right.
here we are.
So this is 6 hours, which is what 6 hours skin to juice, which is why it's very bright pink, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You know, because of the oak influence, so this stylistically, I mean, yes, it's punchier sort of in terms of red fruits, but you'll get a little bit more of the oak in the background that you'll get from the Le Clon.
Balls out rosé.
Balls out rosé, that's what we're calling it.
Is that actually what you're going to call it? I think that'd
I
be
should do. Yeah, I'd like to.
That'd be
Yeah.
good. So it smells really different.
Yeah,
Got more like kind of raspberry thing going on.
absolutely. Yeah. And this is, so
Do you
this is
actually think
finished, yeah?
Do you think I'm talking shit?
No, it's much brighter in fruit. So I think, as I said downstairs, like slutty kind of very ripe and appealing sort of style of rosé.
Slutty balls out raspberry rosé. I'm a buyer.
More weight on the palate. Still got that lovely sort of juiciness that comes through. You get a little bit of that oak, but it's not overpowering at all.
Honestly, it's like eating a whole big juicy punnet of raspberry.
Yeah. There you go.
So it's like totally different to these,
Yeah.
but it's got loads of character.
Yes.
And you're looking for foodie kind of rosé?
Yeah, foodie. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely eat with it. Most people just have rosé when they're sat outside in the sunshine, which is fine. You know, nothing wrong with that. But we wanted to bring a bit more of a serious style to rosé.
And that, ladies and gents, is what happens in the Itasca blending room.
There you go.
That's a banger.
Thanks.
So I arrived with a bottle of the chicken wine, which I still think is a pretty banging Rosé de la Fucine. But I've found out that rosé is actually a serious wine. I found out about skin contact and how that can affect colour. And I found out that if you put it in oak, it turns strawberries into strawberries and cream. And I've been sent away, no advertising, with a bottle of the Heretics beautiful rosé made by Gareth, which I think is going to be my summer smash it in all day beautiful bottle of rosé. In fact, it's not smash it in all day. I'm going to have this with a bit of food. It's a really proper wine.